So would I release a record with programmed drums? Yes, I'm actually doing my next personal record right now with Easy Drummer. Partly because I like to do challenges, and so I've never done a record with virtual drummers. I've done a record with loops, and it was a very different sounding record, and then usually I'm using acoustic drums. But yeah, I'm doing programmed drums this time completely, just to prove a point that you can. My drummer friends don't like it. But I don't know if it's a replacement for drummers entirely, because I prefer to work with a drummer because he or she can bring an element of musicianship and creativity and ideas to your song that you can't. It's another person that can then take your idea of a song and say, but wouldn't it be cool if you went halftime here, or if you did this and you hadn't thought of that? So that's the benefit of working with other musicians. But it's possible. I'm doing it now because I can, and I know a lot of people use Easy Drummer. So yeah, you can check out my EP when it comes out. I'm doing some videos on it too to sort of show my process over at the Recording Revolution. And then as far as reamping and sample replacement, I don't do any reamping necessarily. I use virtual amps sometimes. I have an Avid 11 rack, which is sort of an amp modeling in a box. So it doesn't actually tax your CPU and your computer, but it's the same concept. And that sounds great. I was very skeptical of guitar amp simulators till I played an 11 rack. I now have two of them. One that I play live in my worship band at church on Sundays, and the other that's racked in my studio for recording. And this record I'm doing right now is all through the 11 rack. So I have a Fender Bassman sound, I've got a Vox AC15 sound, and to me they sound and feel real. So I'll at least use virtual amps for sure. I think they've gotten good enough that you can get by with them if you need to. And sample replacement, I get that question a lot. I don't like to replace drums with samples. I like to enhance drums with samples, and there's a difference. So the sound that the drummer gave me or that I recorded is going to be on the snare sound is going to be in the snare mic, it's going to be in the kick drum mic, it's going to be in the tom mic, and it's going to be in the overhead. So I don't want to replace that snare entirely because that sound is captured by the other mics. You can't get rid of it. But I'll bring along a kick drum sample or a snare drum sample or a room snare drum sample or something like that to enhance what's already there, and that can really help. Sometimes your drummer may not hit the kick drum consistently, but bringing in a perfect sample alongside it will give you more consistent punch and dynamics while maintaining the musicality. So I'd prefer to bring in a sample alongside than just completely swap out a drum for a sample.